The story takes place during the height of Cold War paranoia in the early 1960s. The father, who is a bit of a conspiracy theorist and survivalist, takes the threat of nuclear war very seriously. So when he believes a nuclear attack is about to happen, he decides to seal his family inside a specially built fallout shelter in their backyard to protect them. So the next day, the authorities finally get to the crash site, and what do they find? Nothing. Well, except for a wrecked plane and no sign of Calvin and Helen. Naturally, they assume the Webbers are toast. Yep, they think they're dead in the crash, but what they don't know is that Calvin and Helen are happily chilling in their fallout shelter. After that, baby Adam arrives. Yay, right? But instead of rushing to take care of his newborn son, Calvin's got other priorities. The guy's pacing around the bunker, frantically scribbling notes about how long the food's going to last and how much longer his garden can survive down there. No time for diaper changes. He's busy mapping out the expiration dates on canned beans. Fast forward a few years, and young Adam is all grown up. He's still living in the same fallout shelter. But now, his dad, Calvin, is determined to teach him everything there is to know about the world. Outside the bunker, Calvin's got his own curriculum. It's a mix of wildly outdated survival tips and his personal theories about the real world. You know, things like how to identify every canned good in the pantry by smell, or how to survive an apocalyptic world where the sun never shines. While Calvin's teaching Adam how to survive in a world that no one's even sure exists, Helen's got her own plan for her son's future. See, she's not just prepping him for the end of the world, she's getting him ready for marriage. To top off his crash course on surviving the apocalypse, Calvin decides Adam needs to understand sports. So, what better way than with his extensive collection of baseball cards? Forget actually watching a game. Calvin's teaching Adam about the great American pastime by explaining player stats from the 1960s, batting averages, and the finer points of a double play. Adam's just standing there, holding a stack of cards, completely bewildered, wondering why the players are wearing such ridiculous outfits. But hey, who needs live sports when you've got a 30-year-old card collection and a father who's... It's Adam's birthday, and of course his parents have their own unique ways of celebrating. First up, Helen, ever the thoughtful mom, gives Adam a classic birthday gift, a jacket, perfect for the real world, whenever he finally gets to see it. Meanwhile, Calvin, always the inventor, presents his son with a pair of roller skates, but not just any skates. No, Calvin's redesigned them for maximum survival, complete with a set of modifications that probably nobody needs in the year 1997. But hey, they'll definitely work if Adam ever has to escape a nuclear fallout. Or 2 years after Calvin's big announcement, the moment finally arrives for the Webbers to open the vault and step into the outside world. Calvin, ever the cautious survivalist, dons a full radiation suit to make sure it's safe, while Helen and Adam eagerly await the day they've been dreaming of. But when Calvin steps outside, he's shocked to find that his old, familiar neighborhood has transformed into a bar, complete with neon lights, music, and a crowd of rowdy strangers. Terrified and completely unprepared for this new reality, Calvin quickly retreats back into the vault. With Calvin now sick and supplies running dangerously low, the tension inside the vault reaches a breaking point. Helen, ever practical, urges Adam to venture out into the world to find food for the family. But before he leaves, she gives him a stern warning. Keep your eyes out, Adam. Don't go near any mutated girls. The reminder is both absurd and serious, as Helen's concern for their safety is matched only by her bizarrely outdated fears about the outside world. Adam, now tasked with navigating a strange and dangerous world, heads out, unsure of what he'll find, mutants or otherwise, on his first real journey into the unknown. Adam, stepping out into the outside world for the first time, is completely overwhelmed. He's stunned by everything. The vast sky, towering buildings, trees, and all the strange sights he's never seen before. Everything is new and mind-boggling. His attention is drawn to a black woman, and in his naivety, he greets her with awe, having never seen skin like hers. But his biggest shock comes when he stumbles across an adult video store. Completely bewildered, Adam runs up to the man outside and quickly asks him to leave, covering his nose in disgust and urging everyone to stay away from the unholy sight. After navigating through the shock of the outside world, Adam eventually makes it to a grocery store, where he excitedly begins picking up everything in sight, overwhelmed by the sheer abundance of food. When the butcher mentions that a big order can be delivered straight to his house, Adam is momentarily thrown off, realizing he's completely forgotten where he even lives. With his cash running low, Adam heads to a baseball card shop to sell his father's prized collection. The shop owner quickly spots the card's value, estimating they could sell for hundreds. Just as Adam is about to make the deal, Eve, a savvy and street-smart woman, bursts in and warns him that he's being scammed, recognizing the card's true worth. Adam's confusion deepens. He's just trying to navigate this strange world, but the outside life is proving to be a lot more complicated than he imagined. Confused and out of his depth, Adam asks Eve if she can take him to a nearby hotel, hoping for some guidance in this strange new world. Eve, however, turns him down, unimpressed by his naivety. But when Adam offers her two of his most valuable baseball cards as payment, she reluctantly agrees, seeing a chance to make a quick deal. Adam, desperate and eager to trust anyone who seems to know the ropes, hopes this will finally get him the help he needs. Eve, on the other hand, knows she's about to get a good bargain, but she can't help but wonder just how far Adam's cluelessness will take him. Adam, finally making it to the hotel, attempts to book a room, but when the receptionist tells him they only accept cards, he's clueless. Thinking she means baseball cards, Adam hands her one of the valuable cards from his father's collection, convinced he's making the right move. The receptionist takes the card without saying a word, leaving Adam standing there, oblivious to the mix-up. Eve, who's nearby, watches the whole thing unfold in amused silence, realizing just how out of touch Adam is with the world outside the bunker. The next day, Eve visits Adam at the hotel, feeling a twinge of guilt over taking the valuable baseball card as payment for such a simple favor. She returns the card to him, unsure if he'll even realize what's happening. As she starts to leave, Adam, ever the optimist, makes an unexpected offer. He wants her to become his assistant, to help him gather supplies for his bunker. Completely earnest, he explains that she'd be helping him prepare for the future, though he's still a little foggy on the details of the world outside. Eve, both amused and baffled by Adam's naivety, wonders just how deep this guy's cluelessness really goes, but she's intrigued, and maybe a little curious about what other bizarre offers Adam might come up with. Eve takes Adam to the store to gather supplies for the bunker. Overwhelmed by the choices, Adam fills his cart with random items, chips, marshmallows, and cereal, thinking they'll keep him safe. Eve steps in, guiding him toward more practical things like meat, water, and canned goods. Despite his confusion, Adam's excitement grows, and by the end, his cart is packed with everything he thinks he needs for the bunker. It's a small step, but Adam's one step closer to understanding the real world. She dropped Adam back to the hotel. Adam tried to talk to her, but she refused and wanted to talk tomorrow. Meanwhile, Helen, too curious to stay in the bunker any longer, takes the elevator up to the surface. But as soon as she steps out, she's immediately met with a group of creepy men, Melker and his friends, eyeing her in an unsettling way. Terrified, she quickly retreats back into the elevator, her curiosity vanishing in an instant as she realizes the outside world is more dangerous than she imagined.